So the Woo will go left to right here in this opening quarter. And back to throw it off here is Carlos Rogers. He'll be the starting quarterback tonight because their main starter, Vernon Sharp, is inactive. And the return, well, they had him tackle the end zone. He'll get it out to the 5-yard line there. Not a bad return for Demetrio Ewing Jr. So that's where the Lunkers will start. First down and 10. They're going to mark the ball at their own 6-yard line.
Josh White will be the starter for the Lunkers. 5'11", 185 pounds from Fort Scott Community College. Player to watch for the Lunkers on offense is Brandon Mackey, 5'6", 195 from Kentucky Wesleyan. Last week, he had a play that ended up on SportsCenter Top 10, so definitely an explosive player.
And the shortest guy, one of the shortest guys in this Lunker squad, too, stands just 5'6". Likes to go by the nicknames Mac Truck or Little Speedy. Here's a Chris Rowan is picked off. First interception of the game there, and the return by the Woo is going to be back to about the 14-yard line. Intercepted by Marcel Brooks. And the first big play of the game belongs to the Woo defense. It's 1st and 10 Woo. And they'll have it at the Lunkers 14-yard line.
That was all caused by defensive pressure from the Woo defensive line. Josh White hit as he threw, causing an underthrow. Marcel Brooks to pick it off.
So 1st and 10 here at the 14-yard line for the Woo. And we'll get our first look at this Woo offense right now. Carlos Rogers will bring his troops up to the line of scrimmage here. They'll set up the one receiver each side of the formation. In the backfield, it's going to be Jeff Mack. He had a terrific game last week. Scored virtually every touchdown for the Woo. Had 5 of them, I believe, last week. 4 on the ground. Mack does get the football. He'll rush it to the near sideline here and be tackled after a short gain. Be a gain of about 3 yards up to the 11.
With the addition of Mack last week, it was a lot of the run game, so it seems like that's the direction that we were going in so far.
So gain of 4 here officially, so 2nd down and 6 for the Woo as Rogers, again at quarterback, takes the snap. He'll take it right up the middle and be brought down. That's a tough hit there. He gets forward progress to the 9, so that's a 2-yard gain on that run there by Rogers. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Seemed like he was hit by his own man Mack there, who was trying to throw a block for him, so 3rd and medium. The Woo are in the red zone.
Very makeable down. Now keep in mind that when the quarterback runs, they have to be between the lanes or hash marks in general terms. If the quarterback runs, otherwise it's open to everybody but the receiver or the center to throw. It's a great run up the middle there for Rogers, and he's got the 1st down. He needed 5. He gets 6 inside the 5-yard line to the 3-yard line. It's 1st and goal.
That was a great design play. The fake pitch to Mack. He threw a hit, and Rogers rumbled forward for the 1st down.
So 1st down and 10 here for the Woo as they convert their first 3rd down of the night. Now it's going to be a pass faked, flushed out of the pocket. Rogers, very elusive, runs back, battles the 16-yard line. He'll just throw that one out of bounds. Somebody in the crowd gets a souvenir football. So it's going to be 2nd and goal to go.
I think that was a good play by Rogers there. The play kind of fell apart, and if he were to throw that pass, offensive lineman Rob Depp would have been the illegal man downfield, so it would have been a penalty.
11:35 to go here. Opening drive of the game for the Woo. Lunkers ran one play, had it intercepted on a bomb down the field. That's where the Woo is trying to take advantage of the first turnover of the game. Rogers, the quarterback, stands in the shotgun, back to pass, looks to throw, looking, still looking, flushed out of the pocket, has a receiver open over the middle, and ball's caught with a touchdown.
That is Vontre Henderson with the touchdown grab. The Woo up by 6.
So a 3-yard touchdown pass to Henderson. And now the Woo will go for 1. Give the ball's placed at the 5. It's a 1-point conversion. If they push it back to the 10, they go for 2. They'll just go for 1 here on the attempt. Rogers in the gun, man in motion, far side. That's Henderson. Looks to the end zone. That pass is caught, and it's good. Mack with a reception correction, it's R.J. Cottle with the reception, and it's an early 7-0 lead with 10:34 to go.
The textbook started for the Woo. First play interception on defense and a 5-play drive to start on offense. Up 7-0 about 5 minutes in. R.J. Cottle, the newcomer for these Woo, with the 1-point grab. Good to see him get in action this early.
So the Woo set to kick it off here after the 3-yard touchdown pass from Carlos Rogers to Vondre Henderson. Woo with a early 7-0 lead here as touchdown drive is covering 15 yards. They're on the board. Here's the throw off now. It is taken by the Lunkers. Big hole there, and a nice return up to midfield to the 25-yard line. That return done nicely right there by Demisio Ewing Jr. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. So mark the football. 3-yard line.
Good return there by the Lunkers and great starting field position.
So at the 24-yard line, 1st and 10 right here for Ozark. The quarterback for the Lunkers, Josh White, back to pass. Already has one turnover. This handoff is going to go to Brandon Mackey, getting at a huge game last week. He leads the league with 10 touchdowns after 2 weeks, and he's going to be smothered. That's going to be a loss on the play to the 23-yard line. Loss of 1 on the play.
Both of these teams are the same in the fact that they want to run the ball.
Back to pass once again. White looks downfield. Got a receiver touchdown. That ball is caught in the end zone. Goes for the touchdown. 28-yard score. Correction, 27-yard score for the touchdown.
Just a good route there by Matt Rush, the 5'10 receiver from Missouri State. Now the 1-point try to tie the game for the Lunkers.
So they pick up their 1 first down. Back to pass now on a 1-point conversion try. In trouble, and down goes Josh White. He's brought down, and the 2-point conversion is good.
And White is limping off the field, so something to watch. You're the Lunkers. He's trying to run it off a bit. But a good play there by Trey Harlan.
So Rush with that 27-yard pass. The 2-point conversion no good. 7-6 to score. We'll take a timeout. The Lunkers following their 23-yard touchdown pass and failed conversion pass. That is going to fall short. There should be a penalty flag. There it is. It's late. Who's going to get a return for touchdown? The pass was an illegal pass. That should nullify the penalty, and the touchdown should stand for the Woo.
It should stand for Marcel Brooks, the wide receiver / defensive back. And it will. So 13-0, or 13-6 rather. The Woo now lead.
Be about a 38-yard throw-off return.
We're going to go for 2 to try to stretch this lead to 2 possessions.
Rogers stands in the gun, obviously, right here. The receiver on the near side is Jeff Mack. Man starts in motion. They'll fake it to Mack and then throw it to Mack on the far side. The 2-point conversion is no good. So the pass fails. But the Woo have added to their lead now It's 13 of Iowa with 8:30 remaining. That did not take long for them to respond.
No, it didn't. And both teams have shown glimpses of good blocking on throw-off returns, and both teams really put it together on these last two.
For those that are not familiar with Arena League rules, the penalty nullified on the kickoff return. On a throw-off, the ball has to go inside the 10-yard line. It landed at the 12, and it was fielded there. That made that an illegal, but since the Woo got the touchdown and benefited the play, they get to keep the score, decline the penalty, and they'll take that 13-6 lead. 8:30 to go here in this opening quarter. Elwood up, Elijah Bond. Glad to be with you for the Hippodrome and the National Cattle Congress Fairgrounds in Waterloo. Last home game for the Woo in a while. Their next one won't be until July 18th, the regular season finale. That's a Friday night when they host the Eau Claire Axemen here at the Hippodrome in the 7 o'clock game. Here's the throw-off. Taken back at the 5-yard line. Short return, getting out of pressure right there on the return. Fumble the football, and it's going to be recovered there by the Lunkers. The return was Demisio Ewing Jr., and the recovery was Jackson on the recovery. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 15 here for the Lunkers.
I think Ewing thought he had a little too much space than he had, and the Woo came from behind, punched the ball out. Luckily, Jackson fell on it.
Again, the quarterback is Josh White. Where's number 7? He'll be in shotgun formation with one guy flanked to his right. Receiver crowding the line here on the near side. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Not a lot of running room right there for Brandon Mackey. It'll be a short gain to about the 19-yard line. They'll give him a gain of 4, so 2nd and 6 coming. So a 4-yard run here on the opening play. Second possession of the evening for the Lunkers. Back to pass. They're going deep. They'll throw it over the far side, actually. They fake the deep throw. On the completion, it is Devontae Key, and looks like he may be right at the down marker. They're going to mark him short, so it's a gain of 5. That makes it 3rd and 1.
One ref marked him short. The other said 1st down, and it will be a 1st down on midfield.
So 3rd down and 1, 6:53 to go here in this opening quarter. White talking to Mackey now in the backfield right here. He'll take the snap. Woo showing blitz. The handoff goes to Mackey, rushes to the outside. He's got the 1st down, tripped up right in midfield, and forward progress carries him into Woo territory to the 24-yard line to get it 2, but enough for a Lunker 1st down.
So now 2nd and 8 from the 24.
Oh, yeah, they gave the 1st down last time. They marked it 3rd and 1. Okay. And back to pass. White has to throw that one out of the pocket.
Should be intentional grounding.
And it's going to be...
It'll be incomplete, but intentional grounding on Josh White.
Yep. But the flag is down, so that's going to cost him a down. Look at that last play. I'm shielded by one of the Raptors of the ceiling here where that football was. I thought they had marked it short initially. But you're right, it was a 1st down.
One ref marked it short. The other one called it a 1st down, and 1st down was the call there.
It will be intentional grounding. It's going to be loss of down.
And a 5-yard penalty.
3rd down, plus back it up 5 yards to the 21-yard line. So it's back in Ozark territory. And a big 3rd down play coming up right here for this Woo defense.
It'll be about 2nd and about 13 or 14.
Well, they initially called it a 5-yard penalty, but it's going to be back
maybe
to
it's
12.
lost down at where Josh White went down.
Yeah. Lost it down plus.
Interesting.
So it's 3rd and a bunch right now for the Lunkers. Back at the 12-yard line.
Gotta go deep here.
White. He's going to throw it over the middle. That ball is caught. They get back to the initial line of scrimmage at the 25-yard line. Kendrick Payne makes the grab, but not enough for the first down. It'll be 4th and 10. It's a 13-yard pass play.
Now back to a 4th and 10.
Well, they'll go for it here on 4th and 10. 5:12 to go in this first quarter. This is a huge test right here for that Woo defense. Boy, blitz is on.
Someone jumped.
And, yep, there's going to be flags all over the place there. That was a delayed snap that kind of threw off the timing for the Woo because the blitz was on. They were in the backfield touching White before he even got the snap. Threw an offside penalty.
So now it's 4th and 5 for the Lunkers.
So 4th and 5 now at the 20-yard line here for the Lunkers. There's the snap. White back to throw. Over the middle. Picked off again. Intercepted. That defense is it was his second pick of the night.
Well, they're saying it was Brooks, number 1. That'll be his second pick of the first quarter. Effectively a turnover on downs as we were taken over at the 20 if that would have been an incomplete pass.
So 1st and 10 now, so put the football at the 24-yard line on officially its second offensive possession of the night. They started the game with the ball first on the possession, able to punch it in on an early score, and then the Lunkers came right back. Now, a quick throw from Rogers to the far side. That receiver is going to be
ball came out. There. Ball's out.
The ball is out. Yep. And they didn't call him down. He was swarmed under over there at the far side. The Woo, though, got the recovery. Or did they not? No, Lunkers got the ball. Oh, wow. Turnover.
Mack had to hold on to that ball with 3 Lunkers surrounding him, trying to get the tackle and the ball was punched out.
So that's the first turnover of the game here for the Woo. It comes at the 4:30 mark of this opening quarter. Now a chance for the Lunkers to take the lead, trailing 13-6. Back to pass, Josh White. Takes the snap, low snap, picked back up. And the throw, going to be flushed out of the pocket. This is Matt Rush. Matt Rush getting his first snap. And he's going to be brought down after a gain of 2.
Josh White
Rush gets the carry.
Josh White is right in front of me trying to work on his ankle a little bit, hopping on it, trying to stretch it. So in the interim, Matt Rush is in a quarterback.
2nd down and 9 now for the Lunkers. Man starts the motion over the near side. Rush again, back to pass. Throws over the middle. That ball is caught. Catch there by Christian De Silva. The Elon College product. And it's going to be a short gain of about 4 yards. So 3rd and 6 coming up. So 3rd down and call it 6 with 3.5 minutes to go. Man in motion, back to pass. Rush picks it up off the turf. He'll just take it straight up the middle. He's got the first down inside the 11, all the way down to the 10-yard line. Enough for a Lunker first down. Needed 6, got about 8 yards.
Now 1st and goal for the Lunkers. Down by a touchdown. A prime opportunity to tie the game.
First 3rd down conversion of the night here for the Lunkers. 1st and goal to go from the 10-yard line. The handoff, the pitch back actually is going to go to Brandon Mackey. He's got a short gain of 5. 2nd and 5 coming up. So 2nd and goal for the 5. They'll spot the ball between the hash marks right in the middle of the lane. 2:38 to go. Lunkers threatening again. Still in a quarterback. Man start. That's key. Here's the snap. Back to pass. Blitz on. And the ball caught in the end zone. Kendrick Payne for the touchdown.
Payne, the Southwest Baptist product, 6'1", used all of his height there to come down with that catch. We've got a fade route, just wide open in the end zone.
So they will go for one here, trying to tie the game. Matt Rush stays hit it back to send Twins on the far side. Man in motion to the near side now. Back to pass. Rush looks to the end zone, flushed out of the pocket, will throw toward the back, and it's incomplete. 1-point conversion pass fails. Able to keep the lead despite turning the football over for the first time, but the upside for the Woo is they still have that 1-point lead.
You know, in regular 11-11 football, the football you see in college or the NFL or the UFL, the verbiage bend, don't break usually means bend, you don't give up a touchdown, give up a field goal. Well, in this league there's no kicking, so I think bend but don't break is a perfect adage to use there. Give up a touchdown, didn't give up the 1-point conversion, and kept the lead to the Woo.
So this will be another throw-off now for the Lunkers with 1:40 to go in this opening quarter. Iowa 13, Ozark 12. The Ozark will come from the end zone. The throw-off will. Levikius Daniel will throw it off. That ball's going to bounce at about the 8-yard line. It'll be picked up here on the near side. And it's no return on the play there by Marcel Brooks. And so this Lunkers team now has got the Iowa Woo in their worst field position of the evening. It'll be 1st and goal for their own 3-yard line.
It wasn't until about the 3rd or 4th quarter last week that the Woo got pinned this deep. Now they're at the, I think the 2-yard line, maybe the 3.
So 1st and 10 right here for the Woo. Should be time for possibly 2 plays here, depending on how this one shakes out. They'll be taking the snap in their own end zone. Will Carlos Rogers standing right in the middle of that middle W and Woo in the end zone. Quick throw out to the near side. On the receiving end is Justin Brown, and Brown will get forward progress to the 10-yard line. That's a 7-yard gain.
Nice design there by the Woo to get out of the shadows of their own end zone.
So 2nd and 3 from the 10 here. Rogers now will take the snap there on the 5. Man in motion for the near side. The handoff comes to the Jeff Mack down the middle. Cuts to the near side. He's got the first down. And forward progress all the way out to the 23-yard line.
That was a nasty, nasty spin move there thrown by Jeff Mack. And that'll be the last play of the first quarter. And what a first quarter it was. The Woo 13, Lunkers 12 at the end of 1 with the Woo at about midfield.
Yeah, 13-12 the score. We have played 1 quarter is in the books. And the Iowa Woo have the 1-point lead. We'll take a break. Back with more from the Hippodrome in Waterloo right after this. Yard line. They lead at 13-12. They'll switch ends of the field, so now the Woo operating right to left. Here's the run up the middle. Rogers, a big hole. Breaks a tackle and is pushed out of bounds and around the 15-yard line. That's a gain of about 12, and it should be.
Some words are being said by the Lunkers bench to Jeff Mack. It seems like Mack's getting under the Lunkers skin a little bit.
That is the 3rd first down of the game for the Woo, matching the total that Ozark has so far. And now the Woo wearing those Hawaiian jerseys here on Hawaii night. will line up on a 1st and 10 call at the Ozarks in timeout. Woo. Well, Rogers saw something. He decides to take the timeout. So with the timeout, we'll take a break. It is 13-12. Iowa leading Ozark. 14:21 to go, second quarter. Back right after this. Expected to go the entire game tonight at quarterback. And double man in motion. Rogers has gave it himself. Bounce to the outside. And it's going to get the first down inside the 5 of the 4-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain and an Iowa Woo first down.
Last year in the 6-on-6 setup in the Arena League, saw a lot more passing. This year, a lot more running, and that seems to be the direction head coach Victor Mann is taking these Woo.
4th first down of the night here for the Woo as they're trying to punch it in here. Get a fake handoff now. Rogers flushed out of the pocket, fakes once, throws, caught, back in the end zone for the touchdown. It is Justin Brown on the receiving end of that touchdown. It comes at the 13:39 mark of the second quarter.
Four drives, 3 touchdowns for the Woo, and now they will go for 2. Henderson split out to the left. Brown and Max split out right. And Rogers under center.
Trying to increase the lead here by 8 if they can get the 2-point conversion pass. It's going to be a run instead. Rogers up the middle. He tried to pass or pitch it back, but Mack was open briefly, but the 2-point conversion fails. So it remains a 7-point lead here for the Woo. 19-12 after the failed 2-point conversion run.
Some scores updates from around the Arena League. At last check, there was the Eau Claire Axemen 32, the St. Joseph Goats 20 with 10:25 to go in the third quarter. And it was the Hot Springs Wise Guys and it was Harbor Bouncers tied at 6 with about 12 minutes to go in the second quarter. They're at the Deck Arena in Duluth.
So the Lunkers will throw it off here. I'm sorry, the Iowa Woo will throw it off after the touchdown. The Lunkers. Back team for Ozark is Demisio Ewing Jr. $13:24 to go here in this second quarter. And the throw off in the end zone will come from Rogers. It'll bounce to the 5 into the end zone for a touchback and will not be returned by the Lunkers.
I thought that throw off hit Ewing in the ankle because it changed direction a bit.
It'll be 1st and 10 now for the 5-yard line. That's where the Lunkers will begin this drive after the touchback. Ozark's 4th possession offensively of the night. They've scored on 2 of the 4 possessions and also had 2 interceptions thrown by their quarterbacks. Here's the handoff. Nice run up the middle. Truck Brandon Mackey picking up the first down yardage all the way out to the 20-yard line. Nice 15-yard gain there on first down. Ozark's 4th first down of the night.
And injury timeout right in front of the Woo bench, so I can't get a number on that.
Oh, yeah, it's a little tough to tell where he's laying here.
And Lunkers player injured. That looks like Rajay Johnson Sanders.
Yes, there are 2 guys down. They've opened the door here along the near side.
Hard collision there.
So 2 players down, 1 for each side. That will constitute a timeout here on the injury. We'll keep it here on the timeout. Looks like one of the players is up and is okay.
It is Sanders. And for the Woo, I think I see number 2. That would be Rodrigo Lewis, the defensive back.
In case you're wondering, you'll hear the name Brandon Mackey a lot tonight. I mentioned he's one of the shortest guys in the league at 5'6". Goes by the nicknames of Mac Truck or Little Speedy. But last week, in their loss against Eau Claire on the road, Mackey scored all 6 offensive touchdowns for the Lunkers. Currently leads the Arena League with 10 touchdowns through 2 weeks of the season. So shortness in this league sometimes doesn't mean a lot. He's just a terrific athlete, and they're showing his strength here so far this year.
I want to correct myself. It was not Lewis that was down. It was Anthony Webb, defensive back for the Woo.
So it'll be Rush still at quarterback. Rush took the place of Josh White earlier in the game, so Rush remains at quarterback. Mackey is flanked to his left. Mackey will get the football in the handoff, take it right in the middle, cut to the outside, and breaks a couple tackles, fights for the first down. It's going to be gang tackled at around the 18-yard line. Nice first down gain there of about 12 yards. So 1st and 10 from the 18 here for Ozarks. Needing a score plus a conversion to tie this thing up, trailing 19-12. 12-10 remaining here in this second quarter. Woo showing blitz. They're going to give it to Mackey once again. He'll be tripped up and knocked back for a loss on the play of 1. And it's going to be second down coming up now for the Lunkers. Call it second down at about 10.5.
Now Ozarks might begin a passing down, if that is a thing in this league with the quarterback running lane. Second and about 11.
Yeah, the Woo showing defense right here. Looks like a little bit of confusion defensively for the Woo. Back to passes, rush, flushed out of the pocket. He'll keep the football. He'll go. Incomplete. Had a receiver wide open there in Kendrick Payne, but Payne couldn't hang on, and it brings up third down.
Looked like Lewis wanted the Woo's third pick of this first half, but instead broke it up and it's down 3rd and 10.
So call it 3rd and about 11 now for the Lunkers. This will be 4-down territory for sure, you would think, for the Lunkers. Back to pass again is Rush. Blitz is on it. Down he goes at the 20-yard line. It's a loss of 12 on the play that brings up 4th down. Called a loss of 11, a loss of 10. They're going to mark him down at the 22-yard line.
So now it's 4th and a mile long for the Ozarks Lunkers, and will they surrender here?
They may opt now to just turn the ball back over to the Woo.
That looks like
That's what they're going to do. So the Woo will get the football at the 15-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 right there for Iowa. Defense coming up big. Didn't see who made the tackle there, but boy, what a blitz. What a huge play for this Woo defense. They've looked impressive here tonight so far.
After how last year's defense was under head coach Mook Zimmerman, it's really, really nice to see that this Woo defense.
Yeah, Victor Mann's done a good job this year taking over for Zimmerman, who departed during the offseason. But Victor Mann has done a terrific job for the Woo so far. I think he'd like to have that first game back. Here's a long bomb down the field. Oh, had the receiver open, but just overthrew the intended target down there. The intended target who was wide open was Vontre Henderson, and it brings up 2nd down. You'd like to have that throw again. And it looks like the Lunkers, are they calling for a timeout? Nope, they're calling the play in defensively here. So it'll be 2nd and 10 now. And the football's at the 15-yard line for Iowa. They lead it 19-12, 9:44 to go in the second quarter, facing a 2nd and 10. Man in motion to the far side. Back to pass once again is Rogers. Throws it over the middle. Ooh, missed the target, and it was almost intercepted. Nice play defensively there by Felix King out of Grandview University. He had a shot there at a big interception, but just could not hang on to the football. Third down coming up.
Big spot now for the Woo offense after their defense got the ball back for them. 3rd and 10 at their own 15.
So this drive so far has netted nothing offensively in terms of yardage for the Woo. Can they do it here? 3rd down, Rogers throws. The ball is incomplete. Boy, he had JoJo Albright open. It went off his right hand and almost was caught by, it looked like Jeff Mack, but he was a bit out of position, and that brings up 4th down now for the Woo.
And now they will surrender. So effectively a 3 and out for the Woo and a good stand by Ozarks.
But anyway, coming out of the media timeout, 8:33 remaining here in the first half. Downfield, incomplete.
That's got to be close to pass interference.
Yeah, intended target. Clearly he was asking for pass interference, didn't get it. That's Devontae Key, the intended receiver. And it brings up 2nd down.
And now Ozarks is challenging that for pass interference. It really seemed like Lewis there just played the body and didn't play the ball of Key.
It will be 2nd down and 10. No challenge here for this.
And it looks like they can't challenge that play. Interesting.
Well, chalking up to a good defensive play for the Woo. 2nd and 10 now for the Lunkers here at the 15-yard line. Again, it's Matt Rush in a quarterback. He took over midway through the first quarter. He'll be back to pass. Fakes it once. Now he's going to run it up the middle. Pop! It hit 15-yard line. Brought down after a 1-yard gain. Good defensive play once again there by the Iowa Woo. That was one more making that stop defensively. It's 3rd down. No gain on the play.
Josh White still has not come back in since late in that first quarter. Matt Rush remains in at quarterback, which is something to watch for Ozarks.
Between these two teams, the last 5 plays have netted no yards between the two. They're going to throw this one over the middle. That ball is caught. That's going to be enough for the 1st down in Iowa Woo territory. Coming up with a grab down there is Kendrick Payne, and it's going to be 1st and 10, a gain of about 12 yards on the play.
Busted coverage there by Jamie Cologne, the linebacker, just left King wide open at the sticks for a 13-yard gain.
2nd, 3rd down conversion of the night here for the Lunkers. It is they're now 2 of 4 on 3rd down tries. Here's a swing pass out to the near side. It is caught there by Brandon Mackey. Gets back to the middle of the field. Will pick up about 4 yards from the 21-yard line to the 17 is where they'll mark it. So a good 4-yard gain on the play. Second and 6. With 6:33 to go here in the second quarter. Handoff again comes to Mackey. Near side run. And he'll be brought down there on the play. Short gain, but not enough for a Lunker 1st down. So they're facing 3rd and very manageable, about 3rd and 2 after a 3-yard gain.
Very manageable, though, for the Lunkers here, with presumably 2 downs to do it.
So Rush in the gun, Mackey to his right, back to pass, blitz is on, and down goes Rush again. The rush on Rush was on by Rosary Lewis, and he got the sack back at the 21-yard line. That's a loss of 7 on the play.
This Woo defensive line, not just that play, multiple plays where they don't get a sack, they get to Rush or they get to White, and they force bad throws or they get sacks.
4th and 9. Lunkers will go for it right here. They'll throw. The ball is caught on the near side. This will depend on the spot, but it looks like it's enough for the 1st down. It is. Well, they needed 9 and got 9 on the completion. That is the 7th first down of the night for the Lunkers and their first 4th down conversion. Here's a handoff to Mackey. Blitz was on. He's brought down. Loss on the play from the 10 back to the 13-yard line, so loss of 3. And again, this Woo defense really playing well. They're making the Lunkers earn every yard they get here. It is 2nd and goal for the 13-yard line following a loss of 3. Rush in the gun. Back to pass. Looking. Flushed out of the pocket. Still looking. He'll run it. Up the middle.
Ooh.
And he'll be brought down. Lost the football. They're going to rule him down on the play. We've got an Iowa Woo player. Looks like maybe shaken up on the play. That was a hard hit down there, but order.
I think it's a run all the way for the Lunkers.
Here's Rush. Handoff goes to Mackey. Mackey, virtually untouched, will take it into the end zone to score.
Lunkers will go for one to try to tie this game here late in this first half.
Mackey with a 3-yard run now with 4:19 to go here as they go for 2 on the conversion. Back to pass rush. Blitz it on again. He'll throw this one. That'll be short. Underthrown. And again, that Iowa Woo defense makes it difficult for the Lunkers. And it keeps the lead in favor of Iowa, 19-18 with 4:15 remaining second quarter.
Elsewhere around the league, it's Eau Claire 40, St. Joseph's 28 with a minute 30 to go in that third quarter. That game started at 6 o'clock Central Time. And in Duluth, the Hot Springs Wise guys have just scored. Now they are only down to the Harbor Monsters by 3 with 3:45 to go in that first half.
So the Woo now getting ready to take the football on its 5th offensive possession of the night. Leading at 19-18, 4:15 to play. Need a better offensive series than their last one when it was 3 and out and no yardage gained. So the throw off will come from our left. As Lakevius Daniel throws it deep. It bounced inside, and this is a big return for Iowa. Another flag is down. It's going to be an apparent touchdown, but there are 2 flags in the play. One for the illegal throw, another one down here for a probable holding call, so we'll let the officials sort this one out.
I think they'll be negated here because the throw-off was illegal and the holding call, so maybe the Woo will get the ball at the 15. I'm not really for sure here.
Well, if the Woo would not have on Iowa, the touchdown would have stood for the second time on a short throw off. But the flag down 24-yard line appears to be offsetting penalties.
I don't know if the Woo will get the ball. I mean, field of the 15, but I doubt if the touchdown will stand.
So the illegal throw is the first call. And it'll be first down.
So midfield
for the Woo.
I believe that'll be at midfield. It will be.
They well spotted at midfield, so even though they had the holding call, it does work in Iowa's favor because they get the football in midfield, but it also works against it because they could have had the touchdown.
That would have been Brooks' second touchdown on the throw-off return. But instead, the Woo with the ball, good field position.
19-18 lead here with just under 4 minutes to play. Back to pass. Rogers looking, flushed out of the pocket, still looking, and finally throws it across the field, and that ball is caught there right near the first down marker by the Woo. And it's going to be second down at about a yard after the 9-yard gain. So 2nd and 1. They'll put the football, of course, right in the middle of the lane between the hash marks. Here's the handoff. Good run here to the outside. After the handoff, it's going to be enough for a first down.
How much more is the question? I believe that'll be a 4-yard gain for the first down.
There's a 4-yard gain there for Jeff Mack. And it's 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line now. The clock showing 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Mack again. Well, the handoff is fake to Mack. It's going to be Rogers to run it, and it's a touchdown. Rogers with a 12-yard touchdown run. And it comes with 3:01 to go here in this opening quarter, or this opening half. Oh, he stepped out early. Not a touchdown.
No, they're going to call it a touchdown, I believe.
They're going to mark him out at the 10-yard line here. So it only results in a 2-yard gain, not a touchdown. So they'll try it again here on 2nd down, although the yard marker says 4th.
So this is a 2-point conversion, I believe.
Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah, there you go. I thought he said he stepped out. Yeah, it would be the 2. You're right. Yep, you're right. Little confusion there. We were getting word here at the sideline he stepped out, but that was inaccurate. And it is a touchdown, covering 12 yards for Carlos Rogers, and the 2-point conversion pass fails, and it all happens with 2:48 to go here in the second quarter.
We've hit halftime here, in Duluth, with the Harbor Monsters up 15-12 on the Hot Springs Wise Guys. And it's the Eau Claire Axemen 40 and the St. Joseph Goats 36 as they start the fourth quarter in Eau Claire.
Carlos Rogers with the touchdown run. 6 first downs now for the Woo. Here comes the throw-off now. With a 25-18 lead, remains a 7-point game. Oh, nice return there. It could have been. As that ball went in and out of the hands of Demisio Ewing Jr., able to pick it back up. He would have maybe had a nice return, but was looking downfield before he caught the football. Was able to pick it back up, and it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line here for Ozark.
Time for one play here for the Lunkers before the 2-minute warning.
So 1st and 10, 12-yard line. Ball spotted right in the middle of that Cedar Valley Medical Specialist logo. At the 12-yard line in the middle of the lane. Matt Rush stays in at quarterback for the Lunkers. Low snap off the carpet. Here's the handoff. Up the middle run there for Brandon Mackey. And he's such a workhorse, he'll pick up 12 yards to get forward progress there to the 23-yard line. And we got a timeout, I believe, on the field.
This is a 2-minute warning.
So with the 2-minute warning, we'll take a quick break. It is 25-18. Woo leading the Lunkers with 1:55 in the gun. They'll fake the handoff to Mackey. This will be a run up the middle there for Rush. And gets it into Woo territory at the 24-yard line. It's a short gain there of about 4 yards. 2nd and 6 coming up.
the one thing working for the Woo here is that they deferred to start the game, so even if this game is tied before the...
We got movement along the offensive line right here. It looked like that Rajay Johnson-Sanders jumped early, and that is the case. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty here against the Lunkers. So second down. Should be second down, about 13 yards to go now. With a minute 23 left. Push the football back into Lunkers territory at the 21-yard line. Rush, back to pass, throws it over the middle. That ball incomplete. Pass was a bit high. The intended receiver was Rajay Johnson-Sanders, but it brings up third down on the incompleted pass.
So now 3rd and 12. And you got to think, if the Lunkers do not pick up this first down here in its entirety, they will surrender.
Rush looks at his wristband to get the next play, and Ozark wants a timeout. There was some miscommunication either on what play to run, or they didn't like the way the Iowa Woo defense was set up, and either way it results. They were off. But it is 3rd and 13. Rush is on, and some movement here. Now, the offensive guy moved first, but the defender may have jumped offside. Which call is going to get it first? Was he drawn off, or was it the result of the defense jumping off sides?
It should be on the offense.
Iowa trying to plead his case right now in the field. I think indications are it's going to be an offensive penalty. It's a non-penalty. Ball had not been called into play yet, so it's a non-penalty. So it will be 3rd and 13. Basically just play over right here. Rush will take the snap. Rush out pocket, throws it deep. Oh! Almost caught down there. Almost a spectacular catch by Devontae Key, but was unable to make the one-handed grab, and it brings up 4th down and 13. Boy, that was almost a spectacular play.
Man, oh man. That had me out of my seat. I thought he caught that. Would have been an Odell Beckham Jr.-esque catch against the Cowboys. Instead, it's 4th and 13. And the Lunkers will go for it.
So 4th and 13. Can this Iowa Woo defense come up big once again? Matt Rush at quarterback. One receiver, of course, each side of the formation. Got a man in the slot there behind the center. And now another timeout by Ozark. Ozark takes another timeout. Facing a 4th and 13, 1:09 to go first half. 25-18 Woo leading the Lunkers. Back right after this. We'll keep it here on the timeout. 25-18 right now is the score. Big series here for the Lunkers offensively, but this play equally is big for the Lunkers, because if they can make the stop here and get the football back, they'll still have plenty of time to maybe punch it in and get that all-important 2-score lead.
Yes, and they get the ball back, so they can have a 2-score lead and receive the ball. This is a big, big down for both teams.
Football sitting out there at the 21-yard line. Nice thing about coming to an Iowa Woo game, or an Arena League game for that matter, is, if the ball goes into the crowd, fans get to keep the football. Get a nice souvenir out of it just by making the trek over here. Not a bad crowd on hand tonight either. On this Flag Day. Again, the Woo celebrating a Hawaiian night here at the Hippodrome. They're not ready to snap the ball into play yet, following the Lunkers' second timeout. Get a minute 9 remaining here in the first half. Iowa enjoying a 25-18 lead over Ozark. but facing a 4th and 13 from their own 21-yard line. They need to get it to the 17 in Woo territory for a first down. And obviously they need to get it about 30 yards for a Lunker touchdown. So it's Matt Rush at quarterback. In the gun, Woo showing blitz, and this blitz has been effective tonight. Rush is on. Rush out of the pocket, throws it deep. It was incomplete, and Iowa Woo defense holds. Another missed opportunity for the Lunkers, and the ball goes over on downs.
Minute and 2 seconds, and 2 timeouts for the Woo. Plenty of time.
And a short field, 21 yards to go here. But now the key is, do you play clock management here or just try to get a quick score? I would imagine they try to work the clock down a little bit here at least. Maybe not give the Lunkers a chance to get the football back. Remember, their first touchdown of the game came on a bomb to start the game. But after that, 2 interceptions have been costly for the Lunkers. Very advantageous for the Woo. Back to pass Rogers. Steps in the pocket. Flushed out of the pocket. Throws across his body. That ball is caught near the near side. And out of bounds goes Jeff Mack after a gain of about 7 yards. Be second down and 3. They'll mark the football at the 12-yard line. 13-yard line, actually, is where they'll spot the football after the 7-yard gain. So it's second down and about 3 yards to go. Under a minute to play now. Iowa trying to extend its lead. One-step drop for Rogers. Throws it near side and into the end zone for the touchdown. Woo score in 2 plays. And they get the touchdown. R.J. Cottle on the receiving end of that 13-yard pass.
That is a big offensive play there for the Woo. And they're going for 2, up by 13.
So they go for 2, as you mentioned. Back to pass Rogers, looking. Conversions have been hard to come by. There's a flag down on the play. Rogers flushed out of the pocket. He's got a path to the end zone. He'll take it, run, dive, and get it in. But will it count? There is a flag down back at the 20-yard line.
I don't think it'll count. As amazing of a play that is, I don't think it'll count. I think it'll come back for holding.
Yeah, it's in the area where there should be a hold. And it is holding, and it is against Iowa. So that's going to negate the conversion run.
Man, oh man, that was a heck of a play by Carlos Rogers there.
So the Lunkers, Woo now, they'll get a chance to get it in here, I believe, from the 20-yard line after that 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, so 2-point attempt from the 20.
.39 seconds remaining here. Again, conversions have been hard to come by in this game tonight. This will officially be for a 2-point attempt. Back to pass. Rogers looking. Does a spin in the pocket. Now throws it short. He's got Jeff Mack open. Mack will rush straight ahead and be cut down at about 3 yards shy. Well, without the penalty, they get the 2-point conversion, but it falls short. But it is an all-important 2-score lead for the Woo, now leading at 31-18 with 27 seconds remaining.
The teams are combined 1 for 8 on point after attempts.
Yeah, they've been very hard to come by tonight.
27 seconds to go here in this first half. The Woo will throw off with Marcel Brooks And
by the time this throw-off is done, the Lunkers will have one, possibly two plays to maybe punch it in. But an all-important 31-18 advantage here. A 13-point two-score lead for the Iowa Woo. Here's the throw-off from Rogers. That's going to be taken there at the 4-yard line by the return man for the Lunkers. Demisio Ewing Jr. and nowhere to go. He was run perpendicular to the 5-yard line and pushed out of bounds. And now there's 17 seconds left, and this is going to be placed at the 5-yard line for the Lunkers. 1st and 10 right there. Ozark with some work to do right here. Keep in mind, though, their first touchdown was a 27-yard pass from Josh White to Matt Rush. Rush is now in at quarterback, replacing White. He has been since about midway through the first quarter, and he's been quarterbacking the entire way. So Rush will stand back at his own goal line, prepared to take the snap.
I believe he played quarterback last season at some point for the Lunkers, so he's no stranger to this.
45 yards from the end zone. Rush is on. Rush gets away from the blitz, throws it out. It is caught on the far side. That is Kendrick Payne. Gets it out toward midfield. It pushed out of bounds here with 9 seconds to go. That's enough for a first down. Now mark him out at the 23-yard line and get him 18 on the play. That is the 9th first down unofficially the first half here for Ozark. It makes this play a little bit more manageable now. Rush, the only player in the backfield, they got two deep on the near side, one on the far side. Blitz is on. Rush is back, and down he goes. They might have got away with a face mask penalty right there, but he's sacked back at the. They're going to mark him down at the 10-yard line with 1 second remaining. That's a 13-yard loss. Should have. Yep, it's an 11-yard run to the 13-yard line, and an Iowa first down. That's again a 12 on the play. For the Woo, that's first down number 8. Ozark got 9 in the first half. Woo were also 1 and 2 on third down conversions. Flushed out of the pocket, Rogers looking, throws across the body, the ball's incomplete. Had an intended receiver over there, but just could not hang on to the football. That intended receiver was Justin Brown.
Looks like a bit of a broken play there for the Woo, and Rogers tried his best to keep it alive, but it didn't end up happening.
Ozark went just 2 of 6 on down conversion tries in the first half. It was also one of three on fourth down conversion tries. Who didn't have to attempt any of those. And Rogers keeping the football will get forward progress to the 8-yard line. That's a 5-yard gain, brings up 3rd and 5.
Big spot here. Ozarks down 13 and up against it in the shadow of your own end zone.
So 3rd and 5 here for the Woo. Here's the handoff. They'll give it to Jeff Mack. Cuts to the far side. Gets slammed into that block board on the far side. He'll be just a couple yards short. That's a hard hit over there, and it's going to be 4th down, and it looks like about 2 yards short.
That was a vicious hit by the end wall there on Jeff Mack. He went hard into that wall. 4th and 2.
So 4th down. Woo now is just 1 of 3 on 3rd down conversion tries. Rogers to throw back in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Touchdown for the Woo. On the receiving end is R.J. Cadell again. And the Woo extend their lead by 6.
Jeff Mack joining his Iowa Woo team the last 2 weeks has to be the biggest talking point in team history. Jeff Mack, I believe 7 touchdowns, maybe 8 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're right. It was Jeff Mack, not Cadell, that was on the receiving end of that touchdown throw. Good for an 8-yard pass to the end zone by Rogers. And they'll go for 2 now. 37-18 Woo. Boy, that's an important first drive possession to get to the end zone for the Woo. Rogers back to pass, throws it, ball is caught to the end zone, into the end zone, pass is caught and good.
So the Woo now doubling up the Ozarks Lunkers 39-18 with 11:49 to go here in this 3rd quarter.
So Mack on the 8-pass completion from Rogers. 2-point conversion pass was caught by Henderson.
So now, if you're Ozarks, you have Josh White with a helmet in his hand. And Matt Rush also with his helmet in his hand. So we will see who takes the quarterback snaps.
So Rogers will be in the end zone to throw this one off for the Woo. The deep man for the Lunkers, once again, is Demisio Ewing Jr. And here comes the throw-off. You're right, they've doubled the score at 39-18. That's an important lead. An 18-point difference in this game for the Woo. That's going to bounce at the 6 and go out of bounds, so no return on the play there for the Lunkers. Ozark will get their first possession, their first offensive possession here this second half. Last few games, of course, this is an offensive-based league, but just the way the Woo's defense have been playing, you've got to be impressed by the way they've come out and really set the tone to help the offense. The 2 interceptions in the first half really, I thought, set the tone for how the Woo have responded tonight.
Yes, they've played amazing the last 2 weeks at Hot Springs and now Ozarks.
So Matt Rush will remain in at quarterback here for Ozark. Again, Josh White started the game, limped off the field there in the first half. Intended target to the near side was Rajay Johnson-Sanders, but it goes incomplete. So 2nd and 10 coming up.
Ozarks up against it right now, down 18. Or down 19, rather.
10:53 to play here in this third quarter. Rushes on in the end zone. He's got to throw it incomplete. He did have an intended receiver out there. Boy, that almost resulted in a safety right there on that blitz by the Woo, but it's 3rd down and 10 coming up here for Ozark. It's been 2 plays and no yards gained for the Lunkers. They'll get the football now at the 5-yard line facing a 3rd and 10. They're very inefficient on 3rd down conversions tonight, going just 2 of 6 in the first half. Have the Lunkers. Rush motions his receiver to go. He'll take the snap, roll it out. That ball is caught, and it's going to result in a Lunker first down.
That time
to the 16-yard line.
That time, good blocking there by Ozarks. Something they lacked in the first half.
11-yard gain for the first down. That's the 10th first down of the game for the Lunkers. Here's a quick snap. Here's the handoff. Goes to Mackey on the run. Oh, upfield run. He's going to break it open and go to the end zone for the touchdown.
Wow. That's what Brandon Mackey can do. And, you know, he had a newspaper article written about him last week by a local Springfield newspaper with the tagline, "Heart over a height," and he showed it there.
35-yard run for a touchdown. They'll go for one here. Snap is mishandled. Rush throws to the end zone. There, but it's dropped off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Kendrick Payne. And it remains a 15-point lead for the Woo at 39-24. So again, the defense did allow the big play there, but the conversions have been hard to come by tonight. The defense stands up strong and stops the conversion point by the Lunkers.
So now 39-24, 9:27 to go third quarter. The Woo getting the ball back, and you got to feel good.
Score right now is 39-24. So the throw off will come now from the Lunkers. As Matt Rush, one of several Missouri State University products that played in the Gateway Conference. Of course, University of Northern Iowa Panther fans in this neck of the woods know about the Bears program down there. There's several players, and Matt Rush is one of them who used to play for Missouri State. Darius Daniel did as well, along with Devontae Key. And
another short throw off.
Another short throw off, another penalty coming up. Woo will try to return it. And they're going to get it back out to the 24-yard line. So even after the return, they're going to gain an extra yard because they'll get it 1st and 10 at the 25. They used to refer to the games between UNI and Missouri State back in the day as Bear Week here in the Cedar Valley. Rivalry hasn't been as strong between those two teams as it has been in the past.
I really wonder how many of these Ozark players play just down the street here at the Unidome. I feel like that'd be a good, decent bunch of them.
That would be. It depends on whether or not Missouri State was on the road for those games or how long the guys played there. Didn't get a chance to look up how long they played, just where. Here's a quick throw from the Woo, and that pass is caught inside the 20 to the 20 or to the 18-yard line. That's a 7-yard gain. Brings up 2nd down. So 2nd down and 3. They'll mark the football at the 18-yard line. 8:35 to play here in this third quarter. 39-24. Woo leading the Lunkers. Ozark trying to show a little bit of a blitz right here. There's Rogers. Takes a knee-high snap all the way back to the 16-yard line. He'll have to just unload that one and throw it out of bounds.
Good pressure there by L. Tyser, it looked like, for the Lunkers.
Yeah, very good pressure. Just an eyelash away from getting the sack right there, which is something that hasn't happened a lot tonight for the Woo. I don't think they've allowed a sack, to my knowledge, in this game. And on the other end, the Woo defense has sacked the Lunkers quarterback about 4 or 5 times tonight. Receiver going out wide, but the handoff comes to the near side. Jeff Mack, a big run down the near sideline. He's got the first down and then some. Had to get 3 yards out of it to the 15-yard line. Instead, he'll go from the 8-yard line to the 6. It is a 12-yard gain. It's first and goal to go for the Woo.
That's what Jeff Mack can do, and I really wonder why he wasn't signed by any other Rainier League team as Victor Mann calls timeout.
Timeout taken by the Woo, so that'll be their first of the second half. 7:31 to go here in this third quarter, and it's the Woo leading at 39-24. Back right after this.
The home against the X-Men.
So here's the 2-point conversion play from the 10-yard line for the Woo. And Rogers got hit on the near side, cuts to the other side of the field, and takes it into the end zone for the 2. Or correction, for the touchdown. I forgot they're coming out of immediate timeout. That's just a touchdown, and it comes from 12 yards out. Terrific run there. Or no, it comes to the 6-yard line.
The challenge flag thrown by Ozarks.
So Rogers with a 6-yard run.
Challenging to see if Rogers got outside the run line. Skyja's just to our right here at the press box. And you got to think that he'll be involved in this conversation.
So the challenge on the field right here, they'll look to see if Rogers may have been out of bounds here or was outside the lane.
Looked like he was outside the lane. So it'll be no touchdown.
And the call coming right now. Yeah, it's going to be a 10-yard penalty against the Woo. Rogers outside the run lanes, which in general terms, in layman's terms, is between the hash marks. He was outside the hash marks. So that's going to be first and goal as they'll move the football back to the 16-yard line. So it negates Rogers' 6-yard touchdown run. Pushes the line of scrimmage back to the 16-yard line, and that's where Rogers and company will operate right there. It remains 39-24. Video screen still says 45, but 39 the official score. Here's Rogers to pass. That ball's deflected, knocked out of bounds. He had a receiver open over there, but it was knocked away. Good defensive play right there by the part of Demisio Ewing Jr. And it's going to bring up second down now for the Woo on the incomplete pass.
Now the scoreboard's fixed, 39. Halfway through this third quarter.
Second and goal to go now for the Woo. Rogers, he's taking the team the distance tonight. Rolls it out, looks to throw, has a receiver open near side. Ball is caught, immediate tackle made right there. Pass complete to Justin Brown. Darius Daniel, one of those Missouri State alums, makes the stop defensively, and it's a 6-yard gain for the Woo. 25 total yards in this drive. Third and goal to go right here. No pressure on Rogers. He'll run this one up the middle. Bounce to the outside. Trying to get to the quarter of the end zone, but is going to make it. Touchdown!
No whistle.
It looked like they had him stopped, but he fights his way in for the score.
No whistle was sounded, and I think this one might come back too.
Rogers getting the touchdown. Coming from
This will
12
count.
yards out.
That was third down, Steve. That was third down. That was third down. It's still rules ball.
Oh, they mark him out at the 2-yard line. So not a touchdown. They ruled him out at the 2. So it's going to be 4th down. So the Woo failed to convert there on that 3rd down opportunity, but now facing a 4th and goal at the 2.
And now Coach Victor Mann will challenge.
And that red challenge flag is indeed out. So again, the next time, the lone regular season game left here for the Woo. It's the Hippodrome coming up on Friday, July 18th. That's a 7 o'clock start against the Eau Claire Axemen. As you look at the replay here, that's what they're going to be challenging here, is whether Rogers was stopped.
Is he challenging whether he made a touchdown or not? Is that correct? The runner's forward progress was stopped at the 2. Okay?
And it sounds like
Runner's forward progress was stopped at the 2.
it looks like
I didn't hear a whistle when it was down at the 2. But his forward progress was stopped.
looks like the forward progress. May have been stopped at the 2-yard line, and if that's the case, it's going to be 4th and 2 at 4th and goal at the 2-yard line.
That's what it looks like. Looks like it'll be 4th and 2. They will be charged with timeout.
So that's what they're going to rule. 4th and goal at the 2. This would be a big play here offensively for the Woo. Right now that lead has been cut to 15. They'd like to extend it back to a 3-score lead. It is 4th down and 2. Hawaii Night being celebrated here tonight. They've actually brought in a pool for some of the fans that are currently enjoying it. Just off the screen to your left. Probably the best seats in the house on a hot night like tonight. On a 4th and goal call for the 2, they'll give it to Jeff Mack. Tries to get up the middle. He's cut short. He stopped short, only a yard gain. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Lunkers. They get the football now in the shadows of their own end zone at the 1-yard line. So the touchdown to get that, by the way, was Iowa's first 4th down attempt of the night. And they were stopped short. The way this defense has been playing, they've got the Lunkers in a good spot right here. Obviously, they've had that big play capability tonight as well, but this is a big offensive series for the Lunkers. Wide open far side, they're going to take it to the house on the touchdown. It's a 49-yard touchdown pass from the 1-yard line, and just like that, the Lunkers strike and strike big.
Well, if you're Ozarks there, you know that the Woo are going to send pressure with you backed up in their own yard line. So you take a shot, and it winds up in your favor for the touchdown.
Touchdown coming about the 4:54 mark of this 3rd quarter. Pass completed to Devontae Key. That makes lead. They'll go for 2 here. Will the Lunkers back to pass? They'll flip it over to Mackey, and he'll be stopped short. So that's a key stop defensively for the Woo because it keeps it a 2-possession lead at 39-30. 49-yard pass play.
Wow.
And it was
Just like
Devontae
that. like last week, we got a game here late in the third quarter.
Devontae Key. Taking a little time here to write down the score. In the pass failed. 49-yard touchdown from the 1-yard line. 39-30 the lead. 11th first down of the game for the Lunkers, and now they get the throw off right here. There's a throw off. No problem with this one going inside the 10. It's got to go out of bounds. Fans down there disappointed he didn't get that football. It came right to him. Was able to get the football away after it bounced up to her on the stairwell. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Woo. They'll get the football here at the 5. Again, that all-important stop on the conversion pass. A 2-possession lead for the Woo at 39-30. Defense has been playing stellar today. Back to pass now is Carlos Rogers from his own end. He's got a receiver and incomplete. Receiver was open briefly, and then 2 of the defenders closing in on the intended receiver. Unable to come up with a play. Justin Brown. The defenders on that play were Lacavius Daniel and Jacqueline Jackson.
Dangerous throw there by Rogers in double coverage. Luckily, just an incompletion.
So the pass on 2nd down falls incomplete.
Looked like a miscommunication there with Jeff Mack wearing 20 today in blue. Like it's supposed to be a screen pass, and Rogers jumped the gun on the pass.
3rd down and 10. Takes a snap at the end zone, looks. Now we'll do a shovel pass out to Jeff Mack, and Mack's going to pick up the 1st down. Mack with a 1st down to the 18-yard line. It's a 13-yard gain, 1st and 10 here for the Woo. Iowa with another 1st down. They've matched the Lunkers now with 11 apiece. And the drive stays alive as they also convert the 3rd down, their 1st of this 2nd half. Their 2nd of the game. Here is Rogers running the football, and he'll just slide once he gets into Lunker territory at the 24-yard line.
Looks like it'll be a 7-yard, maybe 8.
Be about an 8-yard gain, it looks like. Brings up 2nd down, and they'll call it 7. So 2nd and 3 on the 7-yard gain. Looks closer to 2 from here. Rogers takes the snap, looks to throw, got the receiver. Ball is caught over the middle, and the receiver is going to get the 1st down as Justin Brown comes up with that grab for the 1st down. 9:30 with 1:40 remaining here in this 3rd quarter. Here's the pass to the near side. That ball is caught. That's Brown once again. And that's going to go for no yardage on the game. It is a completed pass, but no yardage. Brings up 2nd and goal.
For the Woo here, choose some clock and get in the end zone. Has to be the number 1 goal.
2nd and goal for the 8-yard line now. Man starts in motion, far side behind the line of scrimmage to the near side. Rogers right up the middle of the lane. Oh, he took out the defender at the 5-yard line, stiff-armed his way to the 4, gets a 4-yard gain, brings up 3rd and goal. The defender on that play for Ozark, Demisio Ewing Jr. 3rd and goal for the 4-yard line here for the Woo. They are 2 of 5 on 3rd down conversion tries to the end zone. The ball is swatted and knocked away. Good defense there on the part of the Lunkers. Darius Daniel making the stop. Jeff Mack, the intended receiver, but there is a flag on the play.
Holding or something on the defense, but looks like it's going to be holding.
Yeah, holding call against Iowa. A league like this, they'll take the yardage. So that'll back the play up now to back the line of scrimmage up to the 14-yard line. Should be the 13-yard line. It was at the 8. So now it's 3rd and goal at the 13. Rogers will take the snap. 1-step drop, fakes the throw. Now will throw it the other way, and the ball is incomplete. It was caught. It was caught briefly, but at the last minute, the Lunkers defender got a hand up there and swatted that one away.
Man, oh man. That fake screen and then go route by Justin Brown. Almost a spectacular play. But we've
and that is for the Woo. They'll change end zone, so Woo now operating left to right. Football is spotted at the 14-yard line. Back to pass. It is Rogers looks at the end zone, throws, ball caught, touchdown. And it's Justin Brown for the reception in the end zone. Brown's got it for the score.
That is a big touchdown for the Woo. Now up 15. I'm going for 2 to try to make this a 2-possession game.
Justin Brown with a 14-yard pass play from Rogers. Woo will go for 2 here. They snap it at the 10. Looking is Rogers. Throws it to the end zone. Oh, and it's caught! Got it for the conversion. And it makes it a 15-point lead now.
There's a heck of a catch by Jeff Mack there, reaching over the wall.
That was Jeff Mack on the receiving end of that pass from Rogers. Caught it in the corner of the end zone right there. That's an important 2-point conversion because it extends the Woo's lead back to 17 at 47-30. And the Woo converted on the 4th down. They're now 1 and 2 on conversion tries.
(47-30) now with 14:34 to go in regulation. Last year, when these Lunkers came to the Hippodrome, it was the only overtime game of the season in the Arena League.
Ozark will throw it off. Or I should say will throw it off. Ozark get off of the hands.
He touched it. That should be a safety.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, you're right. Went off of the hands of Demisio Ewing Jr.
Should be a safety. They're going to wait on the official call. You're going to talk about it, but it should be a safety.
Officials are discussing it.
It hit Ewing in the hands. It is a safety.
It is a safety.
So now the Woo will get the ball back up by 19. What a turn of events here. From the 4th down conversion to the 2-point conversion over the wall. Now it is a 49-30 game on the 2-point conversion.
It's the second week in a row we've seen a safety here by the Iowa Woo. Well, that extends the lead now to 19, so that makes it even more important. In essence, that was more like a 10-point touchdown for the Woo. You get the 6 plus the 2-point conversion, and now a safety on the throwing throw-off. And more importantly, the Iowa Woo, because of the safety, now get the football. And a chance to extend this lead even some more with 14-18 remaining in the game. Leading at 49-30. Both teams coming into this matchup 1-1 overall. That's going to be another short throw-off. And the return by the Woo is out to the 20, 25, and
another flag.
No, 3 flags on the play. One came in late.
I think the first 2 because the throw-off, but the last one, not really sure.
Well, the Lunkers are indicating holding. But remember, the throw-off was short. The last time we saw this, the Woo got the football, I think, at the 25-yard line. This is what, the 3rd or 4th time tonight we've seen multiple penalties on one play.
Yeah.
That's been a rarity here this season. It's going to be legal procedure on the throw. And it will be Iowa Woo football. They'll put it at the 25-yard line. They should, yes, 25-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 there.
This is essentially the put-away drive for the Woo here. Up 19. You should have got 4 possessions here with a touchdown.
And great field position for the Woo to start this, their first official possession of this 4th quarter. They had one play earlier. And, a botched handoff picked up there by Rogers. Throws it and it's incomplete. Well, that threw the timing off of the play.
Looked like Mack touched that snap there. Never got to Rogers cleanly. And forced Rogers to throw it out of bounds.
Well, credit Rogers for having the presence of mind to immediately pick up that football. It threw the timing off, but Rogers just able to throw that one out of bounds. So with a 19-point lead, you can afford to do that and then try to come back here on 2nd down. So 2nd and 10, 13:22 to go in the ball game. Rogers will throw. Got a man open in the flat. That's Jeff Mack, and that ball is caught right at the line of scrimmage. And it's 3rd down, nothing gained on the play. Well, this possession is starting exactly the same as their last offensive possession. 2 plays, no yardage. And then they got 13 to pick up the 1st down and was able to get it into the end zone to extend the lead.
I think that screen pass design is a good one.
So 3rd and 10. Back to pass Rogers. Throws a short pass over the middle. Ball caught. It's Brown again, and he fights his way down to the 5-yard line. That's a 20-yard pass play to the 5-yard line. It's 1st and 10. They'll mark it at the 5. Or the 6.
So it'll be a 19-yard catch for Brown. But as I was saying, that screen pass design is a good one because they have 2 go routes in the seams that spread out the defense, and they have Mag right there at the line of scrimmage, but unable to get it there, but it didn't matter for Brown.
1st and goal now at the 6-yard line. Woo. That's the football. He got hit. Back in the end zone. It's going to be a touchback for the Lunkers. Fortunate turn of events right there. Rogers had a wide open path to the end zone. He got caught from behind. The ball was popped out.
It's a heck of a hit.
And the Lunkers will take over. That's the first turnover of the evening for the Woo.
Trying to get a number here on that hit. I believe that was Craig Travis, the 5'11", 210-pound Missouri Valley product.
So this is where the Woo defense, again, has to stand up strong. This could be a potential momentum swing for the Lunkers right here. Rush back to pass. This is going to be a throw off to Mackey. Mackey's got to the 15, 20, 25, down the far sideline. And for the second time, it's another touchdown. Huge play. This recovery, 45 yards. Last time it was one play in 49. This is one play in 45 yards for the Ozark touchdown. Touchdown coming at the 11:35 mark of this fourth quarter.
We're going to go for one here. Try to get back within 12, but that is a major turn of events.
And Ozark will go for one here as they line it up at the 5-yard line. Matt Rush will take the snap back at the 10. Rush is on. Rush. He'll throw to the end zone. That ball is incomplete, but flag is down.
I believe it was holding.
It may have been a late hit against Rush right after he threw the football. We'll see.
Too.
No, it's a holding call against Ozark, so that will nullify the penalty.
I believe it was right at the start of the play. A Woo defensive lineman, I think it was Lennar, was unable to get to the quarterback because of a hold. So nullified is the 1-point try. It remains 49-36.
12 first downs here for the Lunkers. Well, 49-36, you're right. 13-point lead now. It's back to a 2-possession advantage. But it's a case here where the Woo now just control their own destiny. If they play like they have been, they're in terrific position down the stretch. But this game is far from over by any means. We've seen the big play capability now. This is the third time tonight that Ozark has struck and struck big in one play. In fact, they opened the game on a 27-yard pass play from Matt Rush to Josh White on their opening possession after the Woo took an early 7-0 lead. But the last two scores from the Lunkers have been a 49-yard pass from Devontae Key, just under 5 minutes to go third quarter, and now a 45-yard run from Mackey. This throw will bounce at the 7. It'll be taken in the end zone by the Woo. They'll return it out. The return man is Marcel Brooks, and he's going to be brought down at around the 12-yard line. That's where the Woo will begin first down and 10 on this drive. Looks like a little bit of a skirmish going on down there on the field between the two teams. It's warm in here, but getting a little bit more heated down on the field right there. 10:46, the time on the clock. I've been really impressed with the way Victor Mann has coached this team.
Yes.
Some teams, after the way they fell apart in that opening game, is how you respond from something like that. And I know that's a game they feel like they should won, but look at how they responded. Played very well last week, playing exceptional tonight in all phases of the game.
Defense, offense, special teams, it's all clicked in the last 2 weeks after that week 1 collapse against Duluth. This team is on the upward trend right now, as
no team
next week will be the halfway point.
No team can play perfect on a night for the most part, but they made some mistakes, but they've been able to overcome the few they've made tonight. Here's a strong run by the Woo. Jeff Mack again. He's been the workhorse for the Woo. From the 12-yard line, gets forward progress to the 19-yard line, so a 7-yard run for the Woo, and it's going to be second and short here for Iowa. $10:15 to go in the game. Fourth quarter, 49-36, Woo leading the Lunkers here. Here's the handoff. Jeff Mack again getting the carry. He's got the first down. He needed to get to the 22, gets forward progress to the 24, 23-yard line. So it's a 4-yard gain and another Iowa Woo first down.
You got to think, if you're head coach Victor Manning here, you want to run the ball, choose some clock with the Lunkers down 2 possessions.
9:44 to go. We'll have a media timeout coming up here shortly.
Should be at the next possession or the next timeout called.
Carlos Rogers remains in at quarterback. One receiver each side of the formation. Mack in motion. They'll fake it this time to Mack. Rogers will keep it himself and be brought down. Good tackle made right there. And a guy whose name we haven't called a lot tonight, L.C. Tyser II, able to make the stop. He's from Evangel College. And it brings up 2nd and 9 at the 24-yard line. A 1-yard run there for Rogers. 8:57 remaining. Rogers ready to take the snap. Man in motion, back to pass. Rogers looks, throws over the middle.
Wide open.
Caught! Wide open at the 5. And the Woo got the touchdown.
That might put the game away. Big touchdown there by, I believe that was
Vontae Henderson.
Henderson, yeah.
Yep. Comes at the 8:39 mark of this fourth quarter. Henderson with a 26-yard catch for the score. Woo will go for 2 here now. 55-36, trying to make this a 57-36 lead.
10 on the play clock here as the Woo gets set.
They'll take their time, snap the football. Rogers back to pass, looking, throws, and throw. The intended receiver was Justin Brown, who falls incomplete. But with 8:24 remaining, first-year teams sometimes struggle. It's showing the case tonight. The Lunkers.
Should be another
Trying
safety.
to get it out, and maybe another safety. It may be another safety.
They're going to roll at the 1. I think he was out of the end zone.
Oh, yep. So close on the return. Boy, that Woo defense got down there quick.
Man. They are going to mark him at the 1. Maybe forward progress, maybe. That's my only thought. My only thought's got to be forward progress. 8:07 to go, fourth quarter. Ozarks really up against it now.
The football setting just inside the 1. So Matt Rush won't have a lot of room to work with. About 5 yards deep there in the end zone for the Lunkers. This time they're going to run the football. They give it to Mack. He's tripped up and stopped at the 2-yard line. It's a 1-yard gain. Nowhere for Mackey to go. 2nd down and 8 now for the Lunkers. Mackey flanked to the right, or to the left of the quarterback rush. Fakes the handoff, rush up the middle. He'll be brought down to the 6-yard line. Nice effort again. And it's that makes the stop defensively. And it's a 4-yard gain. Correction, a 3-yard gain. So it's 3rd and 5 now coming up. Back to pass. Here's a throw over the middle, incomplete. Had a guy open right there. Intended receiver was Kalen Jackson, but he was kind of turned the wrong way. And it brings up now 4th and 5.
Well, you got to go for it here if you are Ozarks. This is the game on the line.
Yeah, this is obvious territory here. it is possible, I suppose, you could give the ball up and force him down there, but you'd have to, there wouldn't be enough time given the score. Go for it here deep in their own end. They'll throw it deep. They've got a receiver, and it's incomplete. Intended receiver, Devontae Key, and the ball goes over on down. Wu will get it inside their 10-yard line at around the 6.
So Wu now first and goal, 6:10 to go, up 19. This one's got to be close to over now.
They are discussing a possible penalty here. I believe the Lunkers receiver was over the line of scrimmage. It would be a penalty that would be declined. No flag was officially thrown there, but that's what the discussion was all about. Wu will take over. And Rogers fakes a throw once, throws it twice, gets it out to the 10-yard line. The receiver's going to bring it back to the 5. Fights his way up, and that's Mackey on the reception. And a flag is down on the play.
It was after the tackle, so we'll see how this one goes. But a heck of a play either way by Jeff Mack.
It's going to be a 4-yard completion. Line of scrimmage was at the 6. Should get credit for the 4 yards, and if it's against the Wu, and it will be, it's a holding call, and then 10 yards after that.
Elsewhere in Duluth, it's the Hot Springs Wise Guys 37, Duluth 24, and it looks like, barring a miracle from the Harbor Monsters, they will suffer their first loss.
Well, that would put Iowa and Duluth then toward the top of the standings in a tie, so that'd be a big result for the Wu. Here's the snap down from the 20-yard line. Rogers back to pass, looks, throws in. Rogers threw that only where his intended receiver could pull it in. Otherwise, it's going to be a high pass. So it brings up 2nd and goal now for the 20-yard line. 5:35 and counting here in the 4th quarter. Get Iowa on the road for the next 3 games. Here's the snap. Rogers flushed out of the pocket. Mack trying to provide, one of his defenders, correction, trying to provide some offense. They're going to throw it. It's caught by Jeff Mack. Now, no, it's caught by Goodell.
Gain of about 5.
Well, it's going to be actually a gain of 12. It's inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. And it brings up 3rd and goal. It was Gerald Lenore that was providing the blocking that time for the quarterback, Rogers. Now Rogers in the zone. Oh, it's incomplete. And the receiver, and he just could not hang on.
Henderson had that in his hands, but incomplete. 4th and goal now from the 9.
Well, the Wu this half are now 2 of 5 on 3rd down conversions. They are 3 of 7 for the game on 3rd down conversion attempts. 4th down tries, they're 1 of 2. Facing a 4th and goal right here with 4th and goal for the 9. Here's the
False start or delay of game.
So that'll back it up 5 yards. Well, it doesn't change things much other than it's a 5-yard penalty. It makes it a little bit more difficult for the Wu to get this one in. Instead of facing a 4th and goal at the 9, it's now going to be 4th and goal at the 14-yard line. It's a good shot of our owner, Jeff Holmes, right there. He and Julia Stone are the co-owners of the Iowa Woo. 2 weeks ago, Tim Brown was here 2 weeks ago, the owner of the Arena League, the former Heisman Trophy winner, and former Los Angeles Oakland Raider. Here's the Goodell, and the ball goes over and down back to the Ozark Lunkers. So now this is where the Woo defense, they've been solid all game long, but with 3:27 to play, you've got to watch these one-play type drives that have resulted in big scores for the Lunkers tonight. Keep in mind, though, the Woo defense does have 2 interceptions that set the tone.
Intentional grounding. I think
It's
it's
going to be
intentional
intentional grounding.
grounding.
That's going to be a safe. So they had a receiver in the area. So get down. Second and 10 with 2:55 remaining. First and 10 for the 5. He'll get a nice run out to the 9-yard line, so that's a 4-yard gain, brings up 3rd and 6.
Good job to hold on to the ball there by Mackey. Almost punched out by Jamie Cologne.
55-36, Woo on the verge of their second win of the season. Third and 9-yard line. Spotted, back to pass, Matt Rush, flush out of the pocket, he'll get the first down. Out to the 20, and has run out of bounds at around the 21, 22-yard line, maybe the 23. So from the 9-yard line, they're going to spot it at the 24-yard line.
So a 15-yard gain.
Yeah.
Two minutes to go.
Bigger than it looked from our vantage point, but a 15-yard gain, you're right. A timeout on held in check. And now it's a 1st and 10 for the Lunkers here at the 24-yard line. Matt Rush back to pass, takes a snap, looks downfield, flushed out of the pocket, will throw it short and out of bounds. Second down coming up. Well, what that does too is it takes precious time off the clock. Another 9 seconds expires. Down to a minute 50. Well, they reset it a minute 53 left. So it took 7 seconds off the clock of that play and brings up 2nd and 10. So Rush in the gun. Mackey to his left. Back to pass on a low snap. Looks to throw. Fakes to throw. And is going to run out of the pocket on the far side. That's going to result in a loss on the play, a loss of a couple yards, loss of 1, loss of 2, back to the 22-yard line.
They're going to award that a sack for Jamie Cologne. And a timeout called.
.147 is what they're calling for on the timeout. Timeout to reset the clock. So that benefits the Woo. It hurts the Lunkers, who trail this game right now by 19 points. They need 3 scores. Here's the snap. Fake handoff to Mackey. They'll throw it downfield. Got the receiver, and it's into the end zone for the touchdown. Again, another long play. Devontae Key with the score for the touchdown.
Now, will they go for 1 or 2? That's the question. 27-yard touchdown. They're going to go for 2. Down by 13.
14th first down of the night. Touchdown coming at the 141 mark of the fourth quarter. They'll throw this a high incomplete. Oh! The intended receiver got pushed out of bounds.
Now, Ozarks does have the option for the 4th and 20 from the 5 to keep the ball instead of the onside kick that you would see in the NFL. I got to think that's what they're going to do. 4th and 20 now from their own 5-yard line down by 13, but it's 1:41 to go. So one play to decide the game. 55-42, 1:41 to go. 4th and 20 from the 5.
So two-point conversion doesn't work. Minute 41 exactly the time of the clock, so they'll put the football here at the 5-yard line.
4th and 20, the equivalent of the onside kick.
So they need 20 yards here with a chance to keep the football. As you mentioned, line of scrimmage will be at the 5-yard line. Matt Rush has got it. Back to pass in the end zone. Rush on pocket, throws it far sideline. Ball is caught and
close. I think he's short.
It looks like he's short a yard or two.
He's short. He got 19 to 20 yards needed.
Yep. And we should point out, too, that was a free play. No time off the clock there. Because they were trying to get the football back. So the ball will go run downs. The time of the clock remains 1:41. And it'll be 1st and 10 Woo now at the 23-yard line. A case right here where Iowa can basically just run out the clock.
The quarterback, if they run, has to gain yards in this situation. Is now a rule in this league.
So 55-42 is the score. Woo with 1:41 remaining. Here's the handoff now as they get this to Jeff Mack. And Mack gets about a yard to the 22-yard line. It's like a gain of, 1 yard. And a timeout, Lunkers. We'll keep it here. So the Woo get their first road trip of the season next week, going down to St. Joseph, Missouri. Fairly short trip, just under 5 hours.
It'll be an easy morning of or day before bus trip for the Woo. As the Goats came deathly close to winning their first 2 games, but finally able to get over the hump in tonight's game against Eau Claire at the comeback victory.
This, I think Coach Mann would agree, this is probably, or it is, their most complete game of the season so far. Offensively, defensively, they just look very well-rounded tonight in what they're doing on both sides of the football. They did make a couple mistakes, one lost fumble, but they overcame that, and the mistake that they made didn't come at a prime time of the game like that opener when they had the big lead, and then for some reason just could not hang on to the football in the third quarter against the Harbor Monsters. And you mentioned they lost tonight, so that helps Iowa. In the fact that they'll be tied in the league standings, although head-to-head competition will weigh heavy there on seedings. If, in fact, there is a playoff opportunity for both squads. Still a long season. You never know how it's going to work out these last 4 games of the year. And it gets tougher for Iowa just by the simple fact that we'll go on the road for the next 3. So here's a 1st and 10 play now with 1:33 to go. And a quick handoff there to Jeff Mack.
Another timeout, so it'll be 3rd and 8. I can't really see the marker from where we're seated. 3rd and 8. Timeout Ozarks. About a minute and change to go.
Well, while we have time here, recap some of the scoring for you. The Iowa Woo got on the board first with a Carlos Vontae Henderson 3-yard pass play on the opening series. R.J. Cadell from Rogers on the conversion pass to make it 7-0. Ozark came right back on a 27-yard pass from Josh White to Matt Rush on their first play from scrimmage, but the 1-point conversion pass failed, and it remained 7-6 Woo with 8:48 to go in the first quarter. Iowa increased the lead to 13-6 on a 38-yard throw-off return for touchdown by Marcel Brooks. The 2-point conversion pass failed. At the 8:30 mark, it was 13-6 Iowa. And then at the 2:09 mark, Matt Rush hooked up on a 3-yard pass to Kendrick Payne. The pass failed, and that made it 13-12. Iowa Woo with a 1-point edge over the Lunkers at the end of the first quarter. Rogers completed a 4-yard pass play to Justin Brown at the 13:39 mark of the second quarter for a 19-12 lead. The run failed afterward. And then Brandon Mackey from the Lunkers hooked up on a 3-yard run with a failed conversion pass and made it 19-18 at the 4:23 mark of the second quarter. But then Rogers on a 12-yard run with a pass failed, and then R.J. Cadell on a 12-yard pass from Rogers that increased the Iowa Woo lead to 31-18 with 48 seconds remaining, and that's the way it stood at the half. Iowa's been in control since then here, and now facing should be a 3rd and 8 situation with 1:28 to go. 3rd and 8 from the 21. Here's the pitch over to Mack. Mack runs it out to the 16-yard line.
Final timeout called by Ozark.
5-yard gain there. And we'll keep it right here again. Facing a 4th and 4 coming up here for the Woo. So once the second half started, and the Woo with that 31-18 lead at the half, Rogers completed an 80-yard scoring pass to Jeff Mack on the first offensive series of the second half. And then Rogers and Henderson hooked up for a 2-point conversion pass to make it 39-18. And then Mackey on a 35-yard run at the 9:35 mark with a pass failed made it 39-24 Woo. Now Rogers hooked up with Devontae Key on a 49-yard pass for the Ozarks. That cut the score to 39-30. And now it's 55-42 in favor of the Woo. Coming out of the timeout, facing a 4th and 4 are the Woo here. A first down will end the game. Here's Rogers. He'll take the snap. Up. He's got the first down. Inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. And it is 1st and 10 Iowa Woo. 1st and goal to go. From the 16-yard line to the
Rogers is
7.
limping. And Vernon Sharp did not dress. So coming into quarterback now is Marcel Brooks. He played a bit last season under Coach Mook Zimmerman. Number 3, Vernon Sharp did not dress. He has a headset on. 53 seconds to go. Marcel Brooks in at quarterback. Got to think he'll do nothing but hand the ball off.
It's been the first change at quarterback tonight for the Woo. Traditionally, the last 2 games, they've started with Vernon Sharp for the first half and then changed to Rogers in the second half. But tonight, as you mentioned, Sharp
No timeout.
not in uniform, and it's been Rogers the entire time to go tonight. And he's been impressive. 1:04 remaining. Actually, it's going to be Jeff Mack lining up behind the center.
Uh-huh. This is some sort of design run. I'm calling it right now.
Yep. Mack will just take it, the snap himself, work it out to the 5, and stretch it into the end zone for the winning touchdown. From 7 yards out, Mack scores. And that'll seal the deal for the Woo.
They're going to call it back for being outside the line. Maybe. Maybe not. Sky just to our right says he's outside the line. But it looks like it remained uncalled. So, going for 2, 61-42.
So again, same type of play. They'll put Mack in to take the snap. This will be a run play all the way, I believe. Mack will run in the middle and be line. That 2-point conversion really didn't matter. And 61-42, as you mentioned, is the score with 38 seconds to go.
Great all-around effort tonight by the Woo. This will earn their second ever home victory, second in a row. And will now be in second place, tied for first behind Duluth. I believe this is how the standings will be. Duluth 2-1, Iowa 2-1, Hot Springs 2-1, St. Joseph's 1-2, Eau Claire 1-2, Ozark 1-2.
And with back-to-back wins here for the Iowa Woo, they've already accomplished something this year that they didn't do last year. They've got twice as many wins at home. They never won a home game last year. They dropped a heartbreaker in overtime.
Two of these Lunkers.
Yes. I was here for that game a year ago, that overtime loss, as a fan. And I think they would like to keep this as impressive of a score as possible. So the defense up here, that ball's going to go and bounce out of bounds. It goes out of bounds. Back. Lunkers will get the football for the final 30 seconds tonight. They will stay with Matt Rush at quarterback. Again, he came in about midway through the first quarter for their injured starter, Josh White, who limped off the field.
So that'll be something to watch next week if you're Ozarks. Could be without their starter if he isn't able to get healthy.
So they're going to throw it deep here, try to. They got a receiver open. The ball is caught to the Woo 20-yard line. 25-yard pass completion for a first down.
.23 seconds, clock stop for the first down at the 21-yard line.
15th first down of the game. Whatever happens on this drive, though, it's pretty much inevitable. Although, keep in mind, if they get a quick score and they get that 20-yard free play, they could, I guess, get the football back. If you're thinking in those terms, boy, Matt Rush just scrambled around. This taking a lot of time off the clock, and he finally gained some yardage. But we're down to 12 seconds remaining.
And he's outside of the run line. So
and a flag on the play,
back.
too. Yeah. A penalty in this situation isn't necessarily a bad thing because it took some precious time off the clock. Rush scrambling around. He's out of the lane, so that's going to be a penalty here. They'll replay first down, but it'll be from further back upfield. So it'll be a 10-yard penalty back to the 20-yard line on the other end of the field. So 1st and 20. They got to respot the football here for just a moment. They had it in the wrong spot. It's going to be at the 19-yard line, I think. Penalty instead of a 10, so it's got to go back to the 19-yard line. So 61-42. 12 seconds to left. Wu hoping that this will be the last offensive play of the night for the Lunkers. Matt Rush motions his receiver to go. Back to pass, looks downfield, he'll throw deep. He's got the receiver open. That ball is caught at the 8-yard line.
Might be the last play of the game here. Clock running, and that will do it.
23-yard completion on the last play of the game. And the Iowa Wu have won their 2nd in a row. And for the first time in program history, they are above the 500 mark at 2-1. That doesn't sound like a big deal, but for a second-year franchise.
Fly away. It's the first time of today.